what is left of my body, or am I just a shell? I have fought, and with flesh and blood I commanded an army. Through it all, I have given my heart for a moment of glory.
All right, we'll be getting this thing started here in just a second. Appreciate you guys coming out, and let's have some fun tonight. Why not?
This is 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Live from Zambrewskis at the Iceplex. Welcome to the Havoc Hour, presented by Minuteman Press. We design, we print, and we promote you. Now, here's Joe Hunk.
I think it's time we get a backup audio for that one because Joe Hunk is apparently not here tonight. I was the first to know that one. He is actually over at Toyota Field as the Trash Pandas get this thing started for their season. So as one season comes to an end, soon another one begins. And of course, Trash Pandas are going to be facing off against UAH of all teams tonight. It is a very interesting expedition game. And after this show, you guys can listen to it over on Talk Radio WZZN. But we do have a very fun edition of the Havoc Hour for you guys tonight, presented by Minuteman Press. If you guys need any of your material for a business or even for a local thing that you got going on, maybe a baseball game, possibly like that, you guys can go to Minuteman Press, get something similar to this, and you guys will be looking professional as all get out. And I will say this, it isn't an easy task making your own products. So that's why I'm saying Minuteman Press, probably the best option for you. I did recently get a Cricut about a year ago for Christmas, and let me tell you, I have definitely started utilizing that. But besides the fact, we will be getting into some conversations today. Coach Steffen's going to be joining us here in just a moment as he takes a beautiful look out onto the Huntsville Iceplex. It's going to be very interesting to get into a conversation with him, kind of focused on really the last two games of the season. It's already here. And on top of that, the postseason and what it's going to entail, because there are some changes, and we'll go over what that means for the Huntsville Havoc tonight. On top of all of that, we have very fun guests that are going to be joining us. Alex Proctor, as well as Charlie Risk, which I know Risk has been on before. He's a little bit of a Huntsville Havoc Hour veteran. But on top of that, we will be talking to a little bit of a new face in the form of Proctor, which I am very much interested in. I love talking to the younger guys because, you know what? They're around my same age, and it's a little less intimidating. And also, you know, we get to hang out like we're all bros here. So I'm going to get to kind of pick their mind, and we're all going to get to learn a little bit about these guys. And you know I'm going to throw them some interesting questions. And that also means that you guys are able to throw them interesting questions as well, because this time we are 100% rolling on this beautiful Tuesday. And hey, who doesn't like, you know, going out after this and it feeling amazing? It's going to be like 80 degrees outside when you guys leave this building. And I got to say, I'm pretty much stoked for the summertime as well as the playoff hockey. But to kind of recap what we saw this past weekend, let's just say the Huntsville Havoc are having a very fun time, and what that might entail consists of getting some wins, moving up in the standings, and now I would say controlling your own destiny, but also looking at some of the teams around the league and what might place you in the best position for the postseason, because I did say this, the postseason has changed officially for this year. Very interested to get Coach Steffen's opinions on it, as well as what it will all go into kind of making that late season run as well as the postseason run, and who they can't wait to face off against, because let's just say things are getting a little scrappy out there, and that means postseason hockey is right around the corner. So is Coach Steffen. As we take a break, we'll be right back here on WZZN TV as well as 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Coach Steffen's going to be breaking down a little bit of what his team has been doing right when we get back here on the Havoc Hour, here live from Zambrewskis, presented by Minuteman Press.
Does it really matter which dealership you plan to buy from? Short answer is yes. Hi folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. Taking a little time to find out about the dealership before you buy can have a big payoff. Customer reviews let you know what others think, and that's good. But industry reviews can tell you even more. Woody Anderson Ford is proud to have been selected as Ford's Triple Crown winner, an award that only 1% of the top Ford dealers in the country are able to earn. This is a big deal, and here's why. Ford's Triple Crown is based on superior customer service, sales excellence, and over-the-top service delivery. And again, only 1% of the top Ford dealers in all of America achieve this goal. Woody Anderson Ford is top of the top. So when it's time to pull the trigger on your next car, truck, or SUV, we'd be honored if you'd give us a chance to show you how we earned our Triple Crown status. Woody Anderson Ford. I'm Bobby White, and we hope to see you soon.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time, or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve. And we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates. Residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
97.7 ESPN The Zone. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
And welcome back into the Havoc Hour. I am John Abraham here at Zambrewskis as we get things rolling for another edition of the Havoc Hour presented by Minuteman Press. And let's just say we got a very fun edition of the show for you guys tonight. As Coach, do you mind scooting over just a little bit more? Come on, we know each other slightly. You might as well, have a nice warm night here at Zambrewskis and also enjoy our $1 off beer, because that is something that they do here at Zambrewskis. And I know, getting and enjoying a little bit of your night is something that I feel like has to kind of happen as we get into this part of the season, because it's been hockey left and right. Please don't look at my screen, too, because, those guys peeked at the answers and the questions that I was throwing at them last week. But, talk about stuff that you maybe get involved with outside of hockey that kind of takes your mind off it, even if for a split second.
I don't know. There's honestly probably not too much. During the season there, again, try to get out golfing every once in a while, but, again, we're pretty busy. And, if the before daylight savings time and stuff like that, it gets dark pretty quick, so it's hard to do that. But lately kind of just been getting outside, doing a little bit of yard work too, just trying to get the yard going, get the flower beds going and stuff like that.
No doubt.
And I just like being outside, doing a little bit of work.
Are you the type of man that might be able to get somebody to mow their lawn, but instead of doing that, you do it yourself? Are you that type of guy?
I'd much rather mow my own lawn. Yeah, I enjoy being outside and doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So 100%.
Yeah.
I'd rather do that than getting someone, hiring someone to do that. So 100%.
No doubt. Yeah, I got to say, it's therapeutic myself. I always loved when my dad said, hey, you got to go and mow the lawn. I said, all right, that's exactly what I'll do, and I'll enjoy my time at that. You said something about a flower bed, though. Are you a man that tends to, some flowers, maybe pick some weeds every once in a while?
I usually just got to do all the maintenance for it. The wife, she picks out all the flowers and stuff like that. But, I usually got to do all the maintenance, pull all the weeds, go out there and make sure they're looking good. So, that's kind of my job there. Okay. So, again, do a lot of the work outside. So.
I will say the weeds were never my favorite. All right,
I'll
mow the lawn for 2 days straight if I need to, but getting down and picking out the weeds, it was just I had to tell my mom every once in a while no, but regardless, it's good to hear that, even though I'm just throwing random questions at you to start it off. But that's what it's all about. And, to start off the season, you guys had your ups and downs. And at this point, though, I mean, this last few weeks have looked really good, really chippy at times. But at the same time, you guys have been coming up on top. What has your team been doing right throughout these last few weeks that's really set you guys up for a good spot in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think I just think we've been a lot more competitive the last couple of weeks here. Something we've been talking about, having a little more energy in our game, a little more urgency. Yeah. And I think the guys have done a really good job responding to that. So, like you said, the last few weeks have been pretty good here. I think for a while there, we were just kind of splitting every weekend. It seemed like win one, lose one, win one, lose one. But obviously this past weekend was a good one. Getting 3 wins in one weekend, and it's huge. You win 3 games, you hop up in the standings too. So it was definitely a big weekend for us.
Yeah, totally different outlook when it comes to the postseason, because last week, I was talking to Coach P, and I was, saying maybe a lot, if a lot. And of course, that's still going to be the case because you guys haven't fully locked in that number 2 spot. Yeah. Well, I know it's one of those things where you like to control your own, but, what do you want to see from maybe the rest of the league to possibly lock that second spot up?
I mean, it doesn't really matter what the rest of the league does. If we win our 2 games in Quad City this weekend, we get second place. So
well, there you go.
It's really just focusing on ourselves. It really doesn't matter what the rest of the league does. So it's really just about us. This is all we got to focus on. So.
Yeah. And what's that first thing that kind of comes to mind when you think about facing off against Quad City the last time for the season? What is the first thing that comes to mind when it comes to attacking that team and making sure you guys come out on top?
Yeah, we just got to make sure we're ready to go. They're a desperate team. They're, hanging on to a playoff spot right now. They can easily fall out of a playoff spot. So they need the points just as much as, we want to lock up second place. They need it just to get into the playoffs. So you got to think they're going to be really desperate and fired up and ready to go. To me, they're always a team that plays different at home than they do on the road, too. I think they always got a little more energy, a little more jam at home than they do on the road. So they're going to be ready to go. So we got to make sure, we're ready to go right from puck drop, Friday night there. Like I said, we want to make sure we lock up second place. So that's got to be our goal, and that's our focus this week.
And I want to know, you, of course, take into account almost everything that happens on the ice, but also in the top brass, when the SPHL kind of throws you guys these new rules, this new information, the playoff format's going to be a little bit different. Does that affect any way going into it? Because there's going to be, if you make it to the Cup, again, there's those ifs, there's the possibility that you're playing 4 extra games. And also, how is that going to be even scheduled? Is it going to be one night and then skip a night, another night? How is it all going to kind of come into play if it does come in? Because first round, best of 3. Yeah. Second round, third round, which is the championship, going to be 5 games, likely.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like it. I think most of us, like probably all the players on the team growing up, when I played too, you played junior hockey and all that. It was best of 7. Like we played, it's a lot like more closer to the NHL. So, it got here and, ever since I've been playing in the league, it's been 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3. So things can happen quickly where, I think this, obviously first round still 2 out of 3, but then 3 out of 5 for the next couple rounds there. Just, I think it allows for a lot more adjustments, and there's teams that, sometimes, a team will ride a hot goalie where 2 out of 3, maybe the hot goalie doesn't get you as far. So, I think hopefully it allows the better teams to maybe come through in the last couple series as well. So, but yeah, as far as the scheduling, I think that's up to that's just gonna kind of see what it is. I know the first round, again, it's just basically got that first weekend there to get it done. And then after that, I think we got about a week and a half for the second round and then a week and a half for the, the final. So a little bit different there. It might stretch out a little bit further this year, but honestly, it helps us because I don't think we're going to have any games here at the Iceplex this year. So it'll be nice. We can play, every single round at the VBC as long as we keep advancing. So honestly, I think that helps us quite a bit.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure these people are happy to hear it as well, and they will definitely be showing up for that. And at the end of it all, you guys have been able to bring in a similar crowd to last year. It's been packed almost every single time. Yeah. Talk a little bit about the support that you guys have every single week.
Yeah, it's awesome. Again, I think last game there we set the attendance record again for the SPHL. So, I think we've done it 4 or 5 years in a row now. So it's, it's awesome again. And I know this year more of a focus in the front office was, we were basically sold out every game last year, but we were trying to get more people in the seats too. So I think we did a way better job of actually having physical people in the building and not just selling the tickets too. So it was great this year. I mean, the building's been so much louder. I think a lot, better atmosphere even than last year. So it's been awesome. So obviously the fans keep showing up, and we've got a really good home record this year. So that's why I think 2 wins this weekend to lock up second place would be huge for our guys. To have that home ice, especially during the playoffs, and that would guarantee the first 2 rounds being at home for sure. So
yeah. No doubt. And I mean, I can only imagine, of course, I've been able to talk to some of the newer players that the Havoc had brought on board, and their kind of response to the arena is just something different, something they've never experienced before. So for some of the players around the league, maybe the Peorias, obviously the Quad Cities, they're going to be coming in, and I mean, every single time it's going to surprise them. And I just think that is such a special thing that a lot of people can sometimes, overthink. Maybe the home ice isn't as big as, people say. I think it is huge, especially whenever you have the arena to do it, as well as a great fan base around the Rocket City that just keeps showing it day in and night out. But we do have a question in the WZZN chat, which you guys can ask as well if you're sitting here in Zambrewskis. Brian and Alex, they got co-player of the week. Talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think it was a really good weekend. Obviously, Willie played the first 2 games at home there against Birmingham. And they're a team. They're a very offensive team. They generate a lot off we talk about the off the rush and stuff like that. And they had the number 1 power play in the league. And we took way more too many penalties this weekend. But I think our PK did a great job. And I think your best penalty killer is always got to be your goalie. And so I think Willie did an awesome job there the first 2 games. Keeping them at bay, and then obviously went down to Macon and. For I think Procs there, it's a tough turnaround. We got guys. It's a 3-3 for the players, so it's a bit of a tough turnaround. And sometimes that's a tough situation for a goalie, but he hopped in there and did a great job. I think there were some early chances there by Macon, and I kind of shut the door. And then again, we were able to get that lead there 2-0, and then they kind of had a little push at the end. And again, he made a couple of huge saves, and it's awesome. His second career game gets a shutout there too, so it's awesome. So we made sure to give him the puck after the game, and I know he took a little bow too there. So I don't know how many people watched the feed there, but that was pretty funny. So we made sure to show that in video today for the guys too. So
yeah, that is great, and it has been great to watch the Huntsville Havoc hockey as well over on the Flow Network. And it also helps out for Brian because, he's got that good support behind him. We'll be talking with Proc here in a second about that whole thing. But to bring in some of these new guys, talk a little bit about them. We talked to Dylan last week, and it was great to kind of pick their brain and kind of get to know them. But on the ice, that's kind of how we've only been able to see them. How do you see all of these new players that you guys have been bringing in out of the college ranks?
Yeah, I mean, every year, part of it is you're trying to bring in guys to, part of it it's for your recruiting next year, so you're trying to bring some guys in, get them acclimated to the pro game, see if they like Huntsville, and then if, they're making an impact on the team, then obviously you're going to want to keep them around and keep them on your playoff roster. But, again, I think, the guys we've brought in this year have been, making a really good impact. I expect, Proc's gotten a couple games and he's been, won both games for us. So it's been huge. If guys can come in and make that impact and help your team out, that's what you're always looking for. So yeah, definitely, we've had some, good success with bringing, young college guys in and, helping the team. So it's been good.
Have you guys been throwing on the boxing gloves during practice? Because I feel like the fights have kind of amped up to a whole nother level. And there was a pretty egregious punch thrown just a few weekends ago. I got to say it was quite an amazing right hook. But tell us a little bit about the intensity, though, that you guys might carry from practice. Because you practice the way you want to play. And, of course, in hockey, you're going to have to fight every once in a while. At least defend the turf. Well, in this instance, ice. But still, physicality. Get after it on that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't go and, do practice fights in practice, and we're not out there fighting or anything.
Maybe in a wrestling night only,
Yeah, we're definitely, it's something we talk about is like we want to stick up for our teammates and, you want to be a really strong team. So in order to do that, you got to be able to like jump in there and stick up, for your brothers a little bit. So, we've had a bunch of fights and then sometimes it's just trying to get a little bit of energy in the building. Frankie this weekend, first game of the weekend there, jumps out there, first shift, gets in a fight, and then the next game I had, Connor Fries is like, hey, as soon as Glover gets out there, he's like, put me out. He's like, we're going. I'm like, all right. So, again, he wanted to go. And then Lindsay turns around to me. He's like, yeah, when Britton gets out there, put me out. And I'm like, all right. So, yeah, guys were, they just want to try to get a little bit of energy in the building, get the guys going on the bench too, So it's awesome. And then, a couple guys too jumping in, in different scenarios when guys get, maybe, it's a, maybe a bit of a cheap shot on the guys and guys jump in and, stick up for each other, Risky here, he got in a fight there in Macon this weekend too. So, jumped in and, got a good little scrap there too. Yeah. So, yeah, it was good to see.
Oh, I definitely enjoyed watching that one. And I hated it because I was just like, this guy just keeps picking on him. And then I was like, when's he gonna? And then it all just kind of, you got the rest of the story. But I will be asking them plenty about all of that, as well as how much Proc probably wants to get into a fight as well, because goalies don't get in as many fights. Do guys call out some numbers possibly? I know it happens. You guys got to be throwing out, hey, 23, I got him. Send me out there, coach.
It just depends. I mean, there's certain guys that'll there's certain guys that'll fight more than others. So, sometimes it's, kind of a little bit planned. And then other times it's just more in the heat of the moment. Or again, like I said, if a guy takes advantage of one of your teammates, then you're jumping in there. And then as far as the goalies, you don't see too many goalie fights. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Prox is he's a fighter or not. No, he's shaking his head.
Come on, bring him back.
I know we had a former Stevens Point goalie here years ago, Max Milosic. He always wanted to get in a fight. Always said he did, but he never ended up doing it. But yeah, he was kind of a crazy one too. But
wasn't crazy enough if he didn't go through with the fight.
Maybe he had to skate down to the other end and start it himself. But I know there's a couple times he was shaking his gloves trying to get the goalie to come down, but it never happened.
It's a lot of just back and forth on the stairs. You got to be able to see past the mask sometimes, but sometimes the other goalie too far away. Maybe he doesn't have his prescription in. I don't know. It's just it doesn't happen enough. And I'm one that, I'm playing these video games, the NHL, obviously. It's one of my go-tos. And they don't have the fights in there anymore. I'm just like, why'd they take them out? But getting back over to the chat, Zach wanted to know, what would be your movie recommendation? I know it's totally off topic, but you know what? This is what we do. And we talk a lot of movies on this. And these guys are going to have to give me some movie recommendations because I've got some movie recommendations as well. Have you watched any movies lately? If not, what would be a movie that you would recommend to Zach or everybody else here in Zambrewskis?
I'm not a big movie guy. I just watch a ton of sports. I pretty much watch hockey every night too. Weekends I will throw in the golf. Obviously baseball's starting up. Huge Jays fan, so obviously they went to the World Series last year. But again, that's just getting fired up too. But I think the last movie I just watched, just kind of recently, was the Formula One movie there with, I think Brad Pitt there.
Yes.
So that's the last movie I watched. I enjoyed it too. I do watch Formula One too. So actually,
okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'd recommend that one just because it's the last movie I watched.
Well, you know what? I have not watched it, but I have gotten really into, and I've always been into cars. I've gotten really into GT3 cars, which in that movie, I believe Chris Pratt, he starts out in a GT car, and then he goes to the Formula One, and then kind of goes from there. I'm a huge racing guy, but at the same time, I'm glad that you brought that up because I could have, it could have just went over my head. I'm gonna be real with you.
I'd check it out. It was I thought it was a decent movie. So
okay, well the intensity. It's the intensity too. I mean, sports movie. It had to be a sports movie, of course.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got any dirt on these guys that I can kind of pick at them with? I get chopsticks out and start literally.
We had a little team dinner last night. Risky was telling me some of the businesses he wants to start when he ends up retiring from hockey. So maybe you should ask him about that.
I'm so excited about that. Dude, in the 20s, that is all we do. It's the main job, and then on the side, it's
he's got all these business ideas written down in his notes on his phone. So some of them, I don't know, he might not be able to talk about, but
it's like maybe I could sell this T-shirt. Maybe I can make a bunch of T-shirts. I have a Cricut. Don't worry, I can help you with some of these designs that you're thinking about possibly. Maybe
I don't have any dirt on Prox, but
we'll learn
just
something.
Ask him about his. I think he's just got to work on his shootouts and practice. So I think someone's probably scored 3 or 4 times in a row on him. I'm not going to say who, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe he needs to take some lessons there. So.
Still young. I mean, we're all still young.
Yeah,
Why not? We're going to learn a little bit more things throughout our careers and possibly even new career ventures afterwards. But either way, Coach, appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got to talk with you this week instead of, Joe, because, he's been busy or something like that. But I think we had a very fun conversation, and now it's all business. And I look forward to seeing it in the playoffs as well.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll take it to break. When we come back, we're going to have some very fun conversations with Alex Proctor as well as Charlie Risk on the other side here on the Havoc Hour presented by Minuteman Press at Zambrewskis. We'll see you over on the other side.
Woody Anderson Ford. When I was in the Tennessee Valley, one of the things that impressed me the most was the quality of the people. People like Bobby White and his team at Woody Anderson Ford. And now you can experience the tremendous new service lanes and showroom at Woody Anderson Ford, at Jordan and Sparkman, or just stop by for breakfast or lunch at Henry's Mustang Cafe. And in Madison, visit Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, just south of 72. Like a great college football tradition, always there, Woody Anderson Ford.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at North Alabama Mortgage. Did you know that average home equity is at an all-time high, but so is average consumer debt? Even though rates are higher now, you can use your equity to pay off your high consumer debt, student loans, etc., then refi when the rates drop. Don't put off that new home purchase. When rates drop, prices will go up. Buy now and get the best price and then refi when the rates drop. This is the time to talk to the experts at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com for more information.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Hello, listeners. My name is Jonathan Dunwoody, and I own Minuteman Press. We are a full-service print shop that is locally owned and operated. I have personally been handling direct mail for over 17 years and have a great relationship with the USPS. We are the only print shop in the area that is listed as a print provider on their website and the only printing franchise that can use their logo as our partner on marketing materials. We can help from conception to design, print, and delivery to the post office. And with our easy, secure online payment option, you don't even need to leave your office. Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
And welcome back into the Havoc Hour. John Abraham here along some nice-looking fellas. I gotta admit, the mustache is good, and I see that hair trying to peek through. You just gotta let it. You just gotta let it flow. Feel like Lord Farquaad. Just let it flow, my dude. We are joined by Alex Proctor as well as Charlie Risk as we get into, I would say, the funnest part. Even though talking to Coach Stefan is a great and very informational part of this show, talking to some of these guys, learning a little bit about them, I think is probably the most goofy thing we could probably do, especially with you guys on this show. All right. Risk, I know you've been on the show before, all right? Last year with Joe, I think that was a good experience. Was it a good experience?
I enjoyed it. I think you were there too.
Yeah, no, I was somewhere over here. Yeah, it's a little bit more hectic on this side. I've definitely learned, but you, on the other hand, are a little bit of a newer face for us. And I will say, glad, though, that we picked you up because so far you do have 2 wins on the season, all right? And you've been through quite a bit, I would say, in your hockey career. But you're from Dallas.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. You've been through quite a bit. Tell us a little bit about the journey from Dallas all the way to beautiful Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah, and it really actually starts a little closer than Dallas. So I was born in Nashville, and then I
there you go.
and I moved to Dallas right after my 7th birthday, and I grew up there. Had a great hockey experience growing up. Hockey was kind of booming at the time, and from there I went from Dallas to Springfield, Illinois, to Jamestown, New York, Utica, New York, South Jersey, and then I eventually made my way back to Texas, played in West Texas for the Odessa Jackalopes, and I went to school at UWSP, still at the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point, finishing the year right now, and now we're here. So
no doubt, you got to see a lot, and I lived up in Franklin, Tennessee, for quite some time. And I know that Nashville hot chicken's really good, but out of all of the food that you might have had going back to Nashville, I know you've probably been back. You don't get that mustache from just being in Dallas. What is the best food that you've had from the Nashville area?
Best food that I've had from the Nashville area. That's tough. Just because I have been in Dallas so long. Yeah. But a restaurant that always sticks with me is Los Compadres. I don't know if it's any correlation to the ones in
It never is.
Huntsville.
It never is.
But Los Compadres out of especially Lebanon, Tennessee.
Okay.
That's usually was my go-to.
I got
as a kid. So.
All right. Well, I got a little bit more I'm going to be asking you, but I don't want to leave Risk out of the party because you've been all over the freaking place. And I'm not talking about just in the United States. You've been over to Germany. You've been to France. You've probably been to Africa at one point playing hockey. I have no freaking clue. And you're only, a year older? I think you're only a year older than me. But Germany, how was that experience? Were you there ever beforehand? But, all right, you're back. I'm all for that. What was Germany like?
Yeah, I've never been there prior to actually going there, but it was a beautiful place. I lived in the mountains, and it was kind of an opportunity. I truly didn't really want to leave Huntsville, but it was one of those where it was like if I didn't go, maybe I'd regret it, maybe I wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I just decided to go and try it out, but yeah, I had a pretty good experience here, but Huntsville's Huntsville, and it'll always be the best.
I feel like you were living on the mountains. You had like a horse named Sally. Every morning you walked outside your cabin, you looked over, and there was a beautiful waterfall. And then your dog came up, and your secret family, maybe.
There's some Chiefs that lived outside my apartment, but that was it.
I don't freaking doubt it. I really don't doubt it. You've also been to France, I believe. You played a little bit of hockey over there as well. You keep coming back to Huntsville, though. What do you love so much about Huntsville outside of the fans? Because we all love the fans. But what do you love so much about this place?
Well, my first year last year, as soon as I got to Huntsville, I knew all the guys were super, let everyone be their self, and obviously the crowds like Stu, Taipei, they treated it very professional. I didn't really know what to think coming in, but everything they do, they run a great show, and just everything they do for the guys, it's great. And honestly, a lot of teammates I have here I consider some of my best friends. So, all the times I've been to Europe, I can't really say the same. So, that helps a lot.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm not going to even try and push it anymore. But I will say you definitely step up for your team. Do you have any younger brothers in real life? Or?
Yeah, I have a twin brother.
Okay.
He's 3 minutes older than me, but yeah, me and him used to go at it quite a bit.
Younger brother. Yeah, you hold that over him. You tell him. You remind him that if he's ever getting on your nerves, you're like, hey, 3 minutes. I'm older than you.
He's actually older than me, but
he's older than you?
We still go at it.
Okay, all right. You know what? It's fine. You can just say that we're the same. We're not any older or younger than each other. But you did back up your brothers on the ice the other day. A little bit of a chippy situation. I was pissed off the way the guy was kind of just barely chirping. I didn't mean to do swimming motions. It might have been, I don't know. But you stand up for your brothers, and I'm pretty sure everybody was very happy to see it. You did fall to the ice first, but I will say this. It was because he kind of got you sideways. But I think I counted the punches, and if this was a boxing match, you would have actually got the win. I will say that. They were solid. Did he get you at least once? Because you look perfect. Perfectly fine.
I don't think he got me, but there's a backstory to that. He also golf swung Terry Ryder earlier on in the year, and I didn't forget about that either. So
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we know a little bit more of the saga. So you actually had his number. Were you, like I was talking to Coach Stefan, and I was telling him, like, guys, they got to throw out the numbers every once in a while. Did you actually throw out the number? Were you knowing that game was going to be the game where you get back at him?
I wasn't looking for one, but, you know, when a guy punches you in the face 3 times and you got to do something. And I'm never going to look for a fight, but I'll always stick up for my teammates. And, yeah, I actually told Frazzy before the game, I was like, Frazzy, I might have to drop the glove snake, get the boys going. And sure enough, it just fell into my lap. So.
Oh, you got the boys going. I saw you were extremely hype, and I think at that point the game was over. And the game just started at that point. So I'm all for a little bit of the fisticuffs being thrown. But I do have a few questions coming in on WZZN TV. Did both of you guys start out as hockey players, or did you maybe have another sport that might have almost swung you towards it? And we'll start right here. What about you?
Yeah, so nothing that like kind of took me away from hockey, but growing up I've played, like, being from Nashville, Dallas, you know, hockey's not the big thing, but you know, I played baseball, basketball growing up, and then eventually right before high school I was I'd like to say I was a pretty good lacrosse player too.
Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah, and
natural.
so then I you know, had to make a choice right before freshman year of high school, and it was pretty easy decision. But, I mean, I still love watching lacrosse, and occasionally I like to shoot around. So
yeah, and I do have a follow-up question to that. But Risk, what about you? You look like a heavier set guy, probably a linebacker at one point in your life. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, never a linebacker, but it's always been hockey my whole life. And then in the summers, when I was like probably 4 or 5, my grandparents got me and my brother chipper and a putter, and got us into golfing, and it was always hockey and golf. And then a couple summers tried baseball, too boring for my liking.
That's what I hear, and
Yeah.
I played baseball for a little bit as well, and I gotta say, it's too much standing around and just waiting for that next moment.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then there's, they call it ball hockey in the summertime. It's like they just take the ice out and it's on concrete, and it's 5v5. And I always played that growing up too, but
No
it was
doubt.
always hockey or golf.
Yeah, that's awesome. And now I got a follow-up question for you here in a second. I was the type of kid that never got to get on ice until I was probably 13, 14 years old, and it was in actually Nashville. It was at the Ford Center, and it was accustomed to me. I don't know if I could use a stick on the ice. I don't know if I could shoot a puck on the ice. I don't know if I could hit somebody on the ice. I can't even go backwards. But I will say this. I was really good at skating, and I think it's because of the rollerblading that I did as a kid, because we used to have a garage that we got chalk with, and we made the entire rink. We had the Domino's logo. You got to have the original Domino's logo. I mean, come on now. And, of course, we went and fancied a little bit of the Huntsville Havoc games, as well as the Tennessee Valley Vipers, which, of course, you know, we all very much love and remember as well. Follow-up question for you, though. Do you squat like 600 pounds? Like, you're a goalie. Like, I feel like that workout regimen's a little bit different.
Yeah,
This guy's never lifted a weight in his life.
You're putting him on the spot right now. I'll take you to Planet Fitness one of these days.
No, yeah, definitely more of a lower body guy than upper body guy, but I wouldn't say 600. Maybe probably closer to 400. But
Yo, that's still a lot of weight. Are you
He's
you
a
calling?
college guy, though.
All right, that is true. This is true.
yeah, at school, a lot of deadlifts, a lot of squats,
Gotcha.
stuff like that. So
Gotcha. What are you studying? Are you studying anything?
media studies. So I want to do play-by-play or sports broadcasting.
That's what I'm talking about. I like that. I can help you out with that whenever it comes time. But on your side now, you know, going into the golf, I know you're rocking that Cherokee Ridge golfing quarter zip. Very nice. You can only get it at Cherokee Ridge. I've got a buddy that works over there. I'm trying to plug him, get him some more sales
Yeah, great
possibly.
spot.
Do you guys both golf together, or you golf with the team? What is your handicap? And also, have you ever had a hole-in-one?
My handicap's an 8 right now. I've never had an ace. Still looking for it. And, yeah, we all golf together. There's probably like 12 of us out at the Huntsville Country Club today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys fancy all of the country clubs.
Yeah.
All right.
Me and
Play around the field a little bit, I see.
me and Dylan Robinson actually beat Cole Golka and Connor Fraz in a match today. I played terrible, but we still won.
Wow. Who
Yeah.
would have expected that? Who played the best out of the four of you guys?
Probably D-Rob. He played pretty solid, and Frizy, but Frizy fell apart at the end.
Yeah,
no
usually
surprise.
Does. That's usually what happens if you don't have your mind 100% in the game. Those last few holes are going to fall apart. And I know, trust me, Fries and my buddy, they know each other very well. They probably talk some golf. They probably play the same amount of golf as each other because they both fall apart at the last 3 or 4. So
makes sense.
It's kind of stinky right there. What about you? Do you fancy some golf, right?
Yeah. I play a little bit, not as much as Risky, but that's part. I mean, I would get out there more, but still finishing up classes and stuff, so that keeps me busy. And
okay,
so
I gotcha. No, I didn't have any time to get out to golf. Not because I sucked, but I do suck at golf. Not very good at putting the ball in the hole. It's fine. That's probably why I'm not amazing at being a hockey player either. Unlike you guys. But do want to ask, because we're getting some more questions in. I want to get some of these in as well as my own personal questions because I'm having a great time just chilling out with you guys. Favorite pregame and postgame meal? This time, we'll start with you. What is your favorite pregame, postgame? If not any of those things, because I know sometimes you might not, fancy your likings. Maybe some other food. What is your favorite, though?
Yeah, at school, I had a Mexican restaurant I went to all the time.
With this guy.
Oh yeah,
cheesy chicken, man.
I love Mexican food, and so there's a Mexican restaurant that I went to, and I get the same thing every time. Go at the same time every day, and so that used to be it. Now it's recently I eat a Jimmy John's sub. Like during the hockey game.
They are freaky fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, yeah, eating it during the game and then afterwards, nothing too particular.
Okay. Well, Risk, I know you are from the north. You've come down here and now maybe acclimated a little bit to our southern ways, which I'm also from the north, but I've lived in the south the majority of my life. What about you? You going to say some like lamb bisque or something like that? I mean, come on.
No, I like fish for pregame. Like, I try and go to Whole Foods. They have like the hot bar there, and they always have like some good fish there.
We thinking tilapia, salmon, maybe?
Pollock.
I haven't had pollock.
Yeah.
Couldn't break that one down for you.
Yeah.
It's only salmon and tilapia for me. Okay. How do you like to kind of season that thing? You take off the skin?
It's already pre-seasoned. It's ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not too much work.
No.
Bop, boop, and put it in the oven. Get it set up for you. Well, I got to say, we have a lot of conversations about movies, and I will say I've watched some really good movies lately, so I'll have some suggestions for you guys as well. Start with you, Risk, because we're kind of going in a good little flow right now, and you look like you've got some movies on your mind. What are you thinking as a recommendation, not just for these people, but also the people watching over on WZZN TV?
Yeah, like me and the boys, we love Wedding Crashers. We love all the Hangovers. Like, we just love quoting it throughout the day. It's just like little inside jokes, but
I remember doing that with the Key and Peele skits back in the day, and now they've made it a return. Wedding Crashers?
Yeah.
Is that like a guilty pleasure type of thing? It's been a minute since I've watched the movie.
It's probably my favorite movie all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Who else has watched Wedding Crashers and thinks that it could be a top 5 movie of all time? I swear I'm not judging you. I'm not trying to. I'm just like, this is a very rare pick right there. It's all right. Fantastic Mr. Fox is still my favorite movie of all time. If you guys have even heard about that one. Alex, what about you? Any movies you've watched lately?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say like recently I haven't had too much time to watch movies, but if you take a look at my helmet, and this will be a tidbit of information for some fans who haven't figured it out yet, and being a media studies major, I have one helmet with Tombstone with Val Kilmer and Kurt Russell.
Joe would have had a amazing time talking with you about some Tombstone. All right.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right.
So I love Tombstone. I have Doc Holliday on the side of my helmet, and then my other helmet, the purple one that I've worn, is a Back to the Future helmet.
Okay.
So it has the DeLorean on the one side and it says out of time, and then the flux capacitors on the back.
You got to have the flux capacitor. I mean, come on, it's what makes the ship go.
Yeah.
With
So
the DeLorean go.
Those are probably my two favorites.
I have recently watched a movie called The Long Walk. Let me tell you, it's a little bit gruesome at times. It's just a bunch of people walking for a long time. It's kind of similar to like The Hunger Games. That movie is spectacular. It's based off of a Stephen King novel from back in the day. I think whenever they take like old IPs or old books and turn them into movies modern day that you've never heard of before, like The Long Walk, you don't think of that when you think of Stephen Hawking. But spectacular movie, cinema, and let me tell you, very inspirational. You guys should definitely give it a watch if you haven't already. But that's my little movie for you guys. If you could have a meal or a specialty item in the press box, okay, we're going to have a little bit of fun with this one. What would it be, and what would the name be? Alex, we're starting with you because we're continuing with the flow. Specialty item could be like fries in a Whopper sold at the press box, and it's called the Big Whopper, whatever. I don't know. The vocabulary there is probably wrong in multiple ways.
I'm gonna stick with my Mexican restaurant answers, and I'll go with chiripollo. So grilled chicken, and then chorizo on top, queso,
That thing
rice beans.
steaming? Is that the one that steams whenever they bring it out of the?
No, not usually.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's what I'd go with.
What would it be called? Come on now, you got to really grab that imagination and rip it out of you.
AP special.
Okay, AP special. That's very nice, very straight to the point. Are you Mexican?
No.
Okay, all right. It's your specialty.
Yeah.
All right. Just wanted to ask. How about you, Charlie?
Probably Canadian poutine.
All right.
Do you know what that is or no?
I know what poutine is. Is it different from any other poutine? The Canadian
well,
version?
you got to get the cheese curds.
Okay.
Do you know? Have you heard of those?
I know what a cheese curd is. Yes.
Yeah. So you get the fries, you get the cheese curds, and then you get the gravy, and then for me, I'd throw some bacon on there.
What's the name of this dish? And also, how are the customers going to be able to bring it to their seat? I feel like this is a huge...
Probably Canadian poutine, I'd call it.
Give it a special name. I need something. I need something out of you guys.
Risky's poutine.
There you go. All right.
Risky business.
Yeah.
Risky business.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Risky business. Yeah, that's a good one. You said business. Now it's time to talk about some businesses. All right. I get it. You guys are around the same age as me, bro. I'm 25 years old, and every day I'm like, how can I make more money? I need to make more money. Even though at the end of the day, it's probably not what life is all about. But at our age, we like to hustle, man. Maybe not, in car dealerships, but still, we like to come up with our own ideas and see what would sell, what would work. Have both of you guys been thinking about some of these ideas? Because you're just grinned up all time.
He might be an investor. We'll see.
So what are we talking about here?
Personally, I have my own business. I have a clothing company.
Okay.
So it's called Point 72 Apparel, and I've had it ever since I started college, and it's kind of a Stevens Point, Wisconsin-based clothing company.
Okay.
So
what was that again?
Point 72 Apparel.
Point 72 Apparel.
Yep. And so I mean, me and my dad have been running that since I got to school. So for the past 4 years, and it's it does well when I market it, but it's tough just because hockey and school and life. So
totally understandable. Yeah. And I have a card that I will give you after this, and maybe we can help each other out with that. You're going to be an investor in this whole situation. I get it. It's probably very lucrative. How you guys must really have a nice little relationship if you're already talking about investing.
He's a good guy. I can trust him.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I would go to all the Risky's establishments, but I definitely put money towards them because I think they would make money.
Okay, that's understandable. I'm currently in the situation where I'm like, man, I don't have the money to do something, and then my roommate is just like, dude, I don't pay that many bills compared to you. I will give you some money to get ink for this inkjet printer, and then you can start printing out your shirts, and then you can cut them out, and then you can slap them in the Cricut and put them on a T-shirt. It's a great idea. Mm-hmm. It is a great idea. But he actually has invested in me a little bit, and I got to say it's pretty great. I do videographer, and I'm going to plug myself real quick to him. I do video and photographic editing. So if you ever need anything for your little business, we'll take care of it for you. Because that's my business, actually.
Okay.
Is that side of things, as well as,
What's the business called?
You really want to know? I didn't want to plug it.
Let the people know.
I'll whip out the card while we're doing this. Yeah. I think I've got one left in here. I'm giving them out all the time, and people want them because they're so cool. You want to read that one off for me?
Pinky Out Productions.
There you go. I'm going to use that in my next ad. Yeah, Pinky Out Productions.
Pog.
Yeah, Pog for short.
Pinky Out Gang.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, multimedia entertainment. So we'll
that's
take care of
awesome.
you. Yeah, we'll take care of you. These Minuteman Press, by the way, and they're very good and very inexpensive. So if you guys ever need them,
Investors, possibly you.
Yeah, possibly you too. Apparently,
Yeah.
we got things rocking and rolling on this Tuesday night. We might all be making a little bit money at the end of it all. Let me check if we got any more of these specific. Stephen King. Did I not say Stephen King right? What did I say? Steven Spielberg? Maybe?
No, you said Stephen King.
Okay, I
I'm
thought I
pretty sure.
did. I just, checking. No, I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, Pinky's up. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate you for plugging that as well. Okay, so now we get to look at this next question. If you guys could live on an island, what would be the 3 things that you guys have? You know what? Cut it down, make it difficult for you guys. 2 things you have to have on this island all by yourself for at least 4 weeks. Boom, let's go. Risk, you're going first. Take that risk, man. Bring an inkjet printer with you,
Food, water, and a speaker.
All right, I busted it down to 2 things, and they have to only be 1 thing. All right? So you can have like a spear,
Okay.
all right, to catch your food, or you can have like a machete, or like a water jug.
2 things on an island.
I've given you a lot of ideas now. all
Probably
right?
a spear, because then you can fish.
That's a really good answer.
You already got water, because you're next to the ocean. So
Don't think you're supposed to drink that though.
If you need to, you have to.
I think you might die if that's the case, but you know what? At least you're getting the water inside of you, as well as a lot of salt, most likely.
Maybe a hammock.
Ooh, yeah, you
If
might
you're
as
gonna
well.
die, you might as well enjoy it.
I like that. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. That's life right there. That's just how we got to do it. All right. Now that you have some ideas, what are you bringing on this little island that you're going to have all by yourself with 2 other things?
I'm going a different direction. I'm going to get a jet ski and
You've got the whole jet ski.
and
You're rich.
maybe a car.
Okay.
Or like a Jeep Wrangler or
Are you
something.
gonna drive a car on the water or what?
No, that's why I have the jet ski.
Oh, okay.
So you can use the car to move the jet ski to the water 4 feet away from it, or just drive around in a circle on his island.
Yeah,
That is
just going to cruise on the island.
At least he could sit in the car. Look, I have a vehicle that I could sleep in. So, I mean, that's actually a good idea. Now you can close it up and all that stuff. I have a 2004 Eddie Bauer Edition Ford Expedition.
Okay.
We call it the shag wagon. Trust me, it's the
Couple
opposite
fuzzy
of-
dice in there.
We've thought about it, okay? But the investment's a little bit too much, you know what I'm saying? But no, it is a very nice thing, and I probably would have it on an island because it closes up. It's my little tent that I take out on camping trips. Do you guys like to camp, or any nature boy out of you guys?
I had to camp a lot growing up, so I kind of learned to hate it, but a couple nights a summer in the tent is fine.
Yeah.
Only a couple, though.
You ever see a bear before when you were camping?
I've seen a bear, but not very close.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen a bear in Gatlinburg climbing up a tree, And then I got hit by an old lady in the parking lot. It was a terrible situation. That was the first bad thing that happened to my old Mustang, I will say. Getting off on a tangent again. What about you? You go hunting? You go fishing?
Not a hunter, not a fisher, no camping.
I got a spot for you, all right? It's really nice. There's water. You can do all 3 of those things in 1 weekend. And then you can be on this show next year and be like, yeah, I've done all those things. So, I'm just, throwing that out there. So we didn't actually talk any bit of the season, and I hope that you guys kind of got to, think about a little bit of the fun stuff as well as, think about a little bit of the most interesting things in your life like camping, as well as, I guess somebody said something about fajitas. I don't think anybody said something about fajitas, except did you said fajitas for your meal, right?
I didn't say
You didn't say
fajitas, but I do like
yeah.
fajitas.
We're thinking, well, of course it's Mexican. Hockey, playoffs, right around the corner. Playoff formation has kind of changed. The format is completely out the window from last year. How do you guys stay locked in and week out? And I know for you it's a little bit different because this is your first experience at the professional level. And I'll start with you first because, of course, the speed has totally changed. But you're still doing pretty well. Talk a little bit about the adjustment as well as the going into the postseason just a few weeks.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been it's been easy with the group we have. You know, we have a super talented group, so coming in the practice, I think it's prepared me super well for, you know, the competition we've faced.
Yeah.
The speed, it's definitely a little faster. I'm trying to look for the right word, but guys are, you know, guys do think and play at a higher level, and it's cool to watch. It's cool to play in. Like you said about playoffs, I haven't, you know, known it any other way, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
You know, I think we have a great group, and we can definitely make a run.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting because it's coming fast. And when it does, I mean, first round, it's going to be a little bit similar. You know a little bit about it, Risk. You've gone through it, the best of 3, but the best of 5 adjustment that's going to be made, you know, again, you've been through it, but it changes every year just because of the different players on the ice and the growth of the SPHL as a whole. Talk a little bit about what's going through your mind and what you feel like you need to do to help your team succeed moving forward.
Yeah, I actually like the change in the format. You know, last year you play like 50-some games, all for a 3-game series. You know,
yeah.
Obviously, I still think about last season. I think we had a really good team. I thought we had a team to do it. And, you know, that's one of the reasons I left Germany to come back here is because, you know, I believe in Huntsville and, you know, we all have a goal to win a championship. If you ask every guy in that room, they'll say the same thing. Like, that's why they come back to Huntsville. That's why you got guys like Cam Cook, Jack Yannick leaving the coast to come here. Like, they want to win. You know, Galks, he wants to win. Like, a lot of guys are coming here because they think we can win a championship. Yeah, I like the 5-game series. You know, it's a little bit more realistic to like a Game 7.
No doubt.
And stuff like that. So, as far as me, like, and what I need to bring, I think just be reliable. Obviously, I know I'm offensive, but obviously be defensive as well. And, you know, I think right now we're in a great spot. Like, the vibes in the room are great. Like, before I got here, they're on a 5-game skid, and I think we've turned that around. And I honestly just think we're in a great spot right now, and our confidence is super, super high right now. So
yeah, and it helps out when you got the crowd that you do whenever you're playing at home. And I mean, talk about it a little bit. Give these guys some love because they show up every single night for you when you're playing here in Huntsville, and sometimes when you're on the road. You know, maybe sometimes in Macon, maybe sometimes in Pelham, not Birmingham, Pelham. Talk about it a little bit. How big the crowd actually is for you guys on the ice.
Oh yeah, like I tell my buddies back home, and I think they don't even believe how great it is. Like, it's honestly National League, like the light show and everything they do before, and the fan engagement. Like, I honestly think we have more fans in warm up than I had like most games this season overseas. So, you know, it's honestly like such an advantage to have them, and you know, like, just everything the front office staff does to actually make that happen is like pretty incredible. And without a doubt, they have the best fans, and honestly, probably like all of mine are pro, you know, so not just the SPHL.
No doubt.
Yeah, exactly what Risky said. I mean, I've had buddies here before me, and that's the one thing they've always said is the fans you're not going to find anything like it around the league. And you know, I've had ton of support since I've got here. We had a bunch of fans in Evansville. You know, it's honestly, Evansville almost felt like a home game. No, it's been amazing. The atmosphere at home is great, and we definitely feed off of it for sure.
No doubt. Well, guys, I've had a lot of fun. I gotta admit, he was smiling almost the entire freaking time, which definitely made me smile the entire freaking time. But I feel like we got to learn a little bit more about you. We also got to learn a little bit about your mindset, what you want your specialty item to be in the press box. We also got to learn a little bit about your past, how you got into the league in the first place. But I think we are at the time where we close this one out. So did you enjoy it? Did you have a good time? Because you got to write me a review after this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I had an amazing time.
Okay, good. All right. Guys, give it up for Alex and Charlie. Wonderful, wonderful guests that we had on tonight's edition of the Havoc Hour. Afterwards, you guys might get bombarded, all right? You're two handsome fellas, and you're going to have to sign some things and, You might have to hold off on playing some night golf over at X Golf or something like that. I have no idea. But either way, that's all we got for tonight. We will be back next Tuesday for another edition of the show. Maybe Joe Hunk will be back. Maybe he won't. I hope you guys will be happy regardless. And yeah, we see a little bit. Possibly, maybe not. Who knows? Who cares? I like this John guy. He's pretty cool. That's what they're saying. I know it's what they're saying. Either way, have a wonderful night, everybody, and we'll see you next week.